I'm here with Keith Price, who is a Napier City Councillor. Kia ora, Keith, and thanks for joining me.
Kia ora, good morning.
Keith, it's quite a busy time to be a councillor at the moment, and you've been through your long-term plan process, if you like. How did that go, and how do you feel about the rates increase that you ended up for this year?
Okay, well, when you say it's busy this time of the year, it's actually busy all the time now. It's just the degree of what the issue is you're dealing with. But the long-term plan, I thought it ran pretty well. We initially came out with a bit under 25% rates increase, which when we spoke to the ratepayers, pretty unhappy about it, as I was as a ratepayer as well. And we
Yeah.
managed to get down to 19. um, which I know is still a lot, but it brought it down, and it keeps Napier as the lowest average rateable income from anyone else in Hawke's Bay.
Yeah, because you would have been around in the days when a higher rate increase would have been considered about 7 or 8%. So does it stick in the throat a little bit that the increases are so high?
Yeah, it does. Obviously, the way the economy is at the moment, to have a higher rates is hard work, but I think it's been shown over the years if you do keep your rates below what they should be, it does catch up with you as well.
Yeah, yeah. And do you think all has been done to find the savings to keep the rates down?
Yeah, we gave the CEO pretty strong direction on where we wanted to draw them back, and I think Mr. Luxon coming out and saying we're going to trim more things makes you even more alert to looking for savings.
Yeah. Is there anything else like staff costs or looking at contracts or anything like that you think you could find more savings?
I guess that is unknown to me, but it's a direction that we've given the CEO that we do want to be very conscious of our wage bill because that is a biggie.
Yeah, yeah. And nice to have projects that are there but maybe don't need to be. Do you think you've got much of those?
Well, no, I don't know. I mean, you've got to keep your city going as well. You
Yeah,
can't just go into complete shutdown mode, but you have to make it a good value for the ratepayer.
yeah. Now, one of the things that your council is exploring, and I think you're quite far along the process, are council-controlled trade organisations.
Yes.
Where is that at now, and what facilities and services are we looking at forming part of that?
Well, at this stage, we've agreed to it in the long term plan, and that we're in the process of setting it up. How it will be actually run, the makeup of the committee that'll be involved in it, and then we'll be moving on from there.
Yeah. Because often when you mention that those words CCO or CCTO, people think, oh, this is democracy is being threatened because it's put in council sort of business and that out of the hands of the ratepayers and out of the hands of councillors and making it less democratic. What can you say to allay those fears?
Well, the idea of it is to try and cut rates by investment through a professional system. I mean, us councillors, we're all very switched on people, but we're not investors,
Yeah,
and so we're trying to get the best return for a ratepayer.
yeah.
And I mean, people liken it to parklands. I mean, that's been pretty good for council. But if it had been done through a professional, would it have got more?
Yeah, yeah. Now, obviously, Cyclone Gabriel has had an effect on everything. How is the sort of recovery and that going with that?
I think the recovery's gone pretty well. I was at a meeting up the East Valley the other day and talking to residents there, and they're pretty resilient crew, but they're starting to feel a bit happier about things. Obviously, all of the land getting levelled out and houses pulled down and making it look a little bit normal does help that side
Yeah,
of things. I think it. I mean, Napier came. If it hadn't been for water getting over a stock bank, we probably came out of it pretty good. Our
yeah,
systems did.
yeah. Now, obviously, we've seen changes to with climate change, and we're going to see events like this more and more. You on the Coastal Hazards Committee, which is made up of councillors across the region. How is that work going, and what are the decisions you make in there?
Okay, so the coastal hazard is a paper's gone before the regional council, where the regional council actually will run the coastal hazard, and Napier will have advisors on that committee, but not decision makers.
Yeah,
But by that, I'd say that we're not turning a blind eye to the coastal hazard problem. But I think it's in the right place with the regional council. I think protecting the coast is like a stop bank, really, isn't it? It's protecting right around the city. There is plans for the 20, 30, 40 years. I think under the system, going to the regional council does give a mechanism to collect targeted rates for any work that needs to be done on the coast.
yeah. And what are the other issues in your city that you concerned with or dealing with at the moment?
Um, I think it's going quite good. I'd like to see. I mean, the homeless worries me because they're parking and living in cars up on the beach and things like that. And it would be good to sort the homeless out. Um, with housing for community for the pensioners is something we're working our way through, and we're moving away from any social housing. The regional park is a biggie, which is in combination with the regional council, iwi, etc. And that will purify water that goes into the Pandora estuary
Yeah,
through riparian plantings. Plus, we're just going through the stage of it being able to store water in a stormwater in a storm when we get surplus flooding, an area that we can store water in.